Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. If I sound a little bit different, that's because yesterday I had the COVID-19 AstraZeneca vaccine, and so now I'm feeling like very fluey, aches and pains, 37 temperature. But other than that, it's better today. Last night was just tossing and turning, really. My arm's painful. But that's not what I came here to talk about. I know that there'll be a lot of people listening to this saying, "Oh no, why did you take the vaccine?" I suppose most of it is to do with the programming of. You have to remember that all of us have been programmed, and even if we're now exclamation marks woke, we still have that programming, that fear. And I suppose when I look at it, I don't know. Do I believe that people would make a vaccine to kill people? I mean, it may not do anything. That's the possibility, because it only has 76% protection after 2 doses. And of course, like I've mentioned previously, the percentage of people that actually die or end up in hospital is not a very high percentage. So it could be hidden within that. So they could just be injecting water in you. I mean, yeah, there'd be these program people that say it's DNA and programming and all that kind of stuff. I don't know whether I don't know if I suppose the thing is, like, if the people you're going to harm are the people that follow you, the people you want to, if there is this big, machination, this big Illuminati controlling everything, then surely the people they want to get rid of are the ones that aren't sheep-like, aren't the ones that are just going to inject in their arms. They want them to live because they want them to continue to worship them, to follow them. So anyway, I don't see... I know that there's less likely that I may have already had this COVID or not. And even if I did have it, my age, my health, probably it would feel like this, and nothing would happen to me. But still, I guess it's ingrained into me that fear of that. You don't know, like the person who gets struck by lightning, the person who dies in a plane crash. It happens. There are 1% people that are dying of COVID-19, assuming you're believing that. And you could be one of them, and how would you know? And then someone's offering you a vaccine that will protect you from that. I mean, the thing is, I guess the problem is with woke people is we tend to then, we don't trust anything. I mean, how are we going to work like that? And there's lots of things I see on Facebook, people putting things that don't actually make any sense and don't really do us any favours by making claims of, why would you put the vaccine in your arm when it's going to make you sick, or this, that and the other. Well, it doesn't make people sick unless they're these people that are suggesting that the vaccine is what's causing the disease. But if 60 million people have already had it past, the disease has already been around for a year. So I don't know. I don't see... The thing is, it's the same thing I talk about over and over again. We can't make the same mistakes of the system by not actually researching things, and people don't actually have any qualifications to even make those claims. Like, if we're just going to, moan at when politicians play God, play scientist, then how can we be doing the same thing? We can't be saying that, I don't think it's real because this and that. I mean, you've got no, I did in science, GCSE, I got E. Yeah, I can use common sense, yes, that's true, but am I actually studying the science to find out what, have I got the knowledge to be able to check, even if you could check, how it all works, the rDNA and all that kind of stuff? I think there's too many idiots that are woke, like there's too many idiots that are not woke, and they're the problem, because they are always the ones that everyone listens to and flocks to, because they don't care about truth, really. They just care about views. They care about popularity. They care about having a fight. Like the people you get these protests, they're not really there for the genuine reason. They're there for the fight. They're there for the aggro. They're there for the buzz. So how do you weed that out? The same problem we have with, let's call non-woke, the system, of finding who's telling the truth and who's not is the same problem we have with woke. Not all woke people can be trusted. We've seen many examples of that. Ones that are government-based, people that are, like when you get with the Chicago 7, people that are infiltrators, shills. Anyway, so that's not really what I want to talk about. Obviously, I want to talk about the George Floyd murder, the trial of Derek Chauvin, found guilty on his 3 counts. Have to wait 8 weeks for his sentencing. I don't know why it has to be that long, but I just hope now, my hope is this is the beginning of something. And the thing is, what I find is people tend to look at the smaller things. They look at, what we need to change is the police use of force. It's not that. You need to go to the root of these problems, the bigger, back. The issue of racism, the issue of inequality of human beings, of the system in having this idea of black and white, people of colour, having a division. The whole point of this division is to set one up against another. And whilst you have that, it was never going to be equal. We need to get rid of this with our children. We need to start teaching them they're not white, they're not black, they're not people of colour, they're not whatever. They're not British, not American, not Chinese. They are human beings. We're brothers and sisters of each other. That's what we need to do. And until we do that, that's not going to... These other little fixes, it's very small, they're like Band-Aids. They'll fix it a little bit, but they won't fix the major problem. The major problem of why Derek Chauvin did what he did is because of the system, the way it was brought up. If you believe in God, then you believe that Derek Chauvin and George Floyd are both children of God. Everyone is a child of God, based on religion, Muslim, Christian, whatever. You're all children of God, and yet you're given free will. Why is it that Derek Chauvin, decided to do that? Not because of God, because God gave him free will, and gave all of us free will, and we decided to create a world where it breeds this hatred, where it breeds this, him looking down, like the prosecutor said, that it wasn't that Derek Chauvin had a big heart. It was George Floyd had a big heart. It was that Derek Chauvin had a small heart. That's the thing. Why did he have that perception of somebody else, another human being? Just differentiation by colour, by different other factors that don't make... it's okay to have different types of ketchup, but different types of humans, there's no sense in that. Because that's where it failed. That's where this child of God decided to do something evil and killed another human being. How do you change all that? If you do believe in God and we're given free will and that we're able to do what we choose, we'll look around and see what we're doing at the moment. If you don't want to make a change, you're accepting the way it is. And it will continue this way. And putting bits on Facebook and waving flags and putting your fist up in the air isn't going to mean anything unless you want to change the actual problem, the crux of the problem, the root of the problem, the way we live, the system of division, dividing us by money, dividing us by colour, dividing us by location. We are one human being. If we were on a different planet, like I've always said, and we decided, this is going to be my bit of land, this is going to be mine, you have to do this, that and the other. I wrote this story called The Caveman. I need to read it out on here. But yeah, that's the issue. We need to admit, all of us, not the small problems, the major problems, that the system that we live in, it is not fit for purpose for mankind. And all of us need to change that. The problem is those people in power, they probably don't feel that because they're okay. How do we make them change their minds? How do we make mankind unprogram itself from this way of living, thinking it's the only way of living? When you see that if one person suffers, then it's not working. But imagine millions suffer of different variety of sufferings. Anyway, that's enough of me. Take care, take it easy, God bless and peace.